mean by control system? Okay, so control system consists of subsystems or processes assembled for the purpose of controlling the output of the process. So what is mean by that? Okay, so if you talk about air conditioner, okay, AC, whatever the AC you are using in your home, okay. So if you apply a particular input to that AC, for example, if I want to set the input of AC to 25 degrees Celsius, okay. So this will be my input to the air conditioner, right? And what I want as an output, that room temperature should be maintained at 25 degrees Celsius, right? Okay. So this is my input, okay, and this is my desired output. So what I am doing here, I am controlling the output of the process. What is the process here? The action which controls the temperature, okay. So that is related to the temperature control. So we can say that air conditioner is a control system, right? So we are controlling the output of that system, okay? So we will get the desired output as an output of that system. So this is generally about the control system. You applied the input, desired input, okay? So, and you will get the output. So that output will be your desired output, okay? So if I am setting the air conditioner at 25 degrees Celsius, so my room temperature will be maintained at 25 degrees Celsius, okay? So we can say that air conditioner is one type of control system, okay? If you talk about another system like a water level controller, right? For example, if you are using a water level controller for a particular water tank, right? Okay. So according to the whatever the level you give as an input to that particular system, right? So that level will be get maintained by controlling the inlet and outlet of that particular water tank. Okay. So here also, what we want as an output, we are giving that as an input to the system, right? So we want room temperature should be maintained at 25 degrees Celsius. So I'm giving the desired output as an input to the control system, okay? And we are getting the actual response at the output of the control system. Okay, so what is mean by the actual response? This temperature might vary to 24 degrees Celsius or 26 degrees Celsius. So it will not be accurately as 25 degrees Celsius, right? So actual response. So here we can say this is the actual response of the system, right? And for input, we are giving the desired response, what we want from that system. Okay. So this is about the control system. Okay. So what do you think? What are the other control systems are available around us, like in our home or anywhere? What do you think? Any guesses is allowed. Okay. So can anyone tell me about this? Any example of control system you observe in your daily life?
Music system.
Okay, music system. So can you elaborate how that is a control system? Do you have any?
Sir, we set volume at a particular level, for example, 12 dB, and we get some output to speakers.
Yeah, yeah, right. So that also one kind of control system, right? So, so as we know, there are a lot of control system around us. In industry also, they use a control systems, right? Okay. So according to the configurations, means how the control system is arranged. So there are two main types of control systems, like a open loop control system and closed loop control system. So first we will talk about what is mean by open loop control system. So here you can see this is the block diagram of the open loop control system. Okay. So here is a controller is one element and process is another element, right? and we are giving some reference input and we are getting some reference output. Oh, sorry, we are getting some actual response or output. Okay. So what is meant by controls? Open loop control system is a system in which control action is totally independent of output of the system. So what is mean by this? For example, our human body is also one type of control system, right? For example, there is one fellow by name XYZ, okay? So he want to watch Netflix for 1 hour. So if this is a human body control system, so what that fellow will do, he will give the reference input as a 1 hour. So I want to watch that particular Netflix for 1 hour. And if you talk about the controller related to the human body, so that will be the brain, right? Okay. And what is mean by process? Process is the action to be controlled. Okay. So process is maybe action to be controlled, or if we say about any heater. Okay. So in heater, heating mechanism will be the process, right? And whatever the controller control that heating mechanism. For example, if you take any system like IoT kind of system, so you are using a microcontroller like ARM, right? PIC, okay? So those kind of controller you are using to control some actions, right? So those actions are process, okay? So now in your case, what is your process? You will watch that particular Netflix series for 1 hour. That will be your process, okay? So here your output will be what, for how much time you are watching that particular series, okay? For how much time you are watching that particular series will be your output. For example, your reference input is 1 hour, but you are watching this particular web series for 5 hours continuously. Don't have any particular feedback mechanism. Okay, so for how much time you are using, so you just don't have that much of feedback mechanism in your human body control system. So some people, what they do, they decide that I will watch that particular series for 1 hour, but they will start watching, right? Okay. So this human body is if you consider this scenario, that will be the open loop control system. Okay. So if you talk about a technical electronic device, okay. So what is examples of the open loop control system? So if you talk about this washing machine, okay. So in this washing machine, you decide the timer, okay. So you keep the timer for particular time, and this washing machine will wash the clothes for that particular time. But that washing machine will not care about what will be the quality of washing of those clothes, right? So it will be get properly washed or not. So they doesn't care about the output. Okay, so we can say that this control action is a totally independent of the output of the system, right? So in the case of this washing machine, output of the system is what? The clothes should be properly washed, right? Okay, but here that is a controlling action is independent of that output. So we can say that this washing machine is a open loop control system, right? Similarly about toaster, you can say that thing, right? So that is also one kind of open loop control system. So what do you think, any open loop control systems which are available around you? Any guesses, whatever the electronic devices you are using, or any example you can give here? So have you got the idea what is mean by the open loop control system, where the output action, the control action is totally independent of the output of the system. Okay. So any example can you give here for open loop control system? Any household example?
So micro oven.
Yeah, right. That is also microwave oven, right? So that is also one type of control, open loop control system, right? Microwave oven. Any other? Anyone can reply. Okay. What do you think? What about a fan? What is the fan you are using in your home? Is that open loop control system?
Excuse me, sir.
Huh.
Can you elaborate once again?
Yes, I can elaborate once again. Okay. So what is meant by open loop control system? It's a system in which control action is totally independent of the output of the system. For example, if you consider this washing machine, right? So what is the output of this washing machine? This washing machine will wash the clothes, right? Okay. So you will keep on, you will set the timer for this particular washing machine. For example, if I am saying the timer for this washing machine 10 minutes, okay. So I'm setting the timer of this washing machine for 10 minutes. For 10 minutes it will work, but after 10 minutes, whatever the clothes are washed, okay. So those clothes, the quality of those washed clothes means how properly those clothes are washed, that will be your output, right? Okay. But this washing machine doesn't care about that output, means it is properly get washed or not. Okay. So here controlling action is what? For this particular thing is what type of controller we are using, or any this is one type of controlling mechanism, washing machine, right? Okay. Output of this controlling mechanism will be the cloth you have washed, the cloth that particular system has washed, right? But sometimes what happens, if you set if you put dirty clothes into this washing machine, for example, okay, and if you just wash this you just use this washing machine for 10 minutes, and that clothes is not properly clean, okay, so what is your output here? Quality of washing, right? Quality of washing is our output, desired output, right? But here this control action is independent of that output, it doesn't care about that output. So have you understood?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so particularly if you consider about fan you are using, electric fan you are using in your home, okay, so you just on the switch, you use the regulator, right? So if I say the electric fan, so what you do, you on the switch here, right? And after after you make the switch on, you set the regulator, right? And after setting the regulator for particular speed, so that fan will operate, okay. But that fan will doesn't care about the whatever the room temperature after using that particular fan, okay. There is no any feedback mechanism so that it can control the room temperature. So we can say that this electric fan is an open loop control system. So in this case, our desired output is what? Room to be controlled properly. Okay, room temperature should be controlled properly. That is our desired action, right? But electric fan doesn't care about that. It just operates that particular fan at that particular speed, so that room temperature will be get controlled, right? But have you understood? So this is also one type of open loop control system. Okay.
Yes.
So yes. So there are some advantages of this open loop control systems. Okay. So first advantage is simple in construction and design. Okay. Uh, if you talk about electric fan, and if you talk about the AC, whatever the AC you are using in your home, okay. So AC has that mechanism that it maintains the room temperature at particular level. So it sends the output. What is the output? Temperature of the room, and according to that, it control its controlling mechanism. Okay. So that particular thing is more complex, right, in construction. If you compare that AC with the electric fan, right? And electric fan construction is simple, okay? So we can say that open loop control system are easy to design, okay? And so that there will not be any feedback mechanism. So those will be economical also. So for feedback mechanism, you will require some sensors, okay? Whatever these sensors will be required, transducer, okay? Those kind of things you will require. So second point is these open loop control systems are also economical. Those are simple in design and economical, okay? Then maintenance will be easy, okay? So if you do the maintenance of electric fan, that will be easy as compared to the AC, okay? So the electric fan will not require that much of maintenance as AC, right? Generally a stable system, okay? So we will talk about this stability point when we discuss all these topics in detail, okay? So at that time we will understand what is mean by generally stable system, okay? And this is convenient to use as output is difficult to measure, okay? So what is mean by convenient to use? So if we talk about the closed loop control system, I will explain you this point, okay? Then what are the disadvantages of open loop control system? So they are inaccurate, okay? So controlling action is independent of output, so they are inaccurate. So accuracy is not there, okay? So any change in the output can't be corrected automatically, right? So even if the room temperature is some at different level and you are using electric fan at different level, right? At different settings, okay? So output can't be corrected automatically. So that is also one disadvantage of this open loop control system, okay? So this is about the open loop control system. So next we will talk about the closed loop control system. So what is mean by closed loop control system? So what they have mentioned, the closed loop control systems are the control system in which output is measured continuously and is feedback to the input. Now let us consider the scenario, what we have considered for a human body scenario for the open loop system. So here the same case will be happen, right? So here a reference input is what? That XYZ fellow wants to watch that particular Netflix web series for 1 hour. So what he will do? He will give his reference input 1 hour, right? So controller is what here? Brain. And whatever the process that is watching process is there, that will be the process, right? So what will happen? So output will be what? The time duration for which he has watched that particular Netflix series, right? So what will happen here? In previous case, even that fellow watched that particular series for 5 hours, there is a no controlling, that controlling action is independent of that output, right? But in the closed loop control system, here you can see that the output is feedback to the error detector. So what will happen? For example, if that fellow watched the particular series for 30 minutes, so 30 minutes will be get feedback. So feedback, so what kind of feedback you will use? You will use some timer, right? So at the starting, you will set the timer, okay? And that timer will act as a feedback element, right? So 30 minute will be applied as a feedback output. So 30 minute, so there will be the error detector here, okay? So error detector, what it will do, it will take the difference between these two, like a reference input and this feedback input. So if you take a difference between 1 hour and 30 minutes, what will be your error signal? This will be the error signal, right? So 30 minutes. So brain will know that I have watched this particular series for continuously 30 minutes, okay? So according to that, it will control that action, okay? So you will get that you have still 30 minutes to watch that particular series, okay? So after that, time will proceed and 1 hour will be get completed. Okay. So what will happen? Timer will reach to 1 hour. Okay. So your feedback output will be 1 hour. Okay. And if you take a difference here, 1 hour minus 1 hour, so 0, right? So you will understand that time is get completed. Now I need to stop watching that particular series. So brain will send that particular signal to your system, right? Okay. So you will stop watching that particular thing. So here in this particular process, here you can see that we are continuously observing the output. So here controlling action is depending on the output. And because of that, what happened? Accuracy of the system get increased, right? Okay, so accuracy of the system get increased here. As compared to the open loop control system here, even if we are setting the reference input for 1 hour, that fellow is deciding that I will watch that particular series for 1 hour, but his output is not monitored. Okay, so his controller doesn't have the information of that output, for example. Okay, so he is still watching that series for the 5 hours, right? So this is the main difference between the open loop control system and the closed loop control system. So have you understood this closed loop control system? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Good. So we have talked about the human body as a closed loop control system, right? Okay. So if we talk about more technical devices or more electronic devices, right? So that can be the water level controller. Okay. So in the case of water level controller or in the air conditioner, if you consider that, if you talk about the air conditioner, okay. So I'm putting the reference input as a 25 degrees Celsius. Okay. So my reference input is 25 degrees Celsius. There will be the controller, but related to the air conditioner, and there will be the action that to be controlled by the controller. Okay, cooling or heating action, we can say here. That will be the process of this control system. So what will happen? Output will be what? The temperature of the room. So output will be the temperature of the room. So for example, when you on your air conditioner, okay, at that time temperature of your room was 50 degrees Celsius, I say, okay, or 40 degrees Celsius. So what will happen? I will use one temperature sensor here in feedback mechanism. So here will be feedback element will be temperature sensor, okay. So I will use a temperature sensor. That temperature sensor will monitor my room temperature. So that sensor will indicate that 40 degrees Celsius is the room temperature. So that will be the feedback output. What is my reference input? 25 degrees Celsius, right? Now error detector will take the difference between these two. Okay, 25 degrees Celsius and the 40 degrees Celsius, right? And that error signal will be applied to the controller, air conditioner controller, and according to that it will control that particular heating or cooling process. Okay, so that controller will came to know that so we want a 25 degrees Celsius, but at present there is a 40 degrees Celsius room temperature. Okay, so like that way it will control that particular, so it will try to cool the it will try to activate its cooling system, right? So that temperature of the room will be get controlled. So if I talk about the next iteration of the temperature, if I say the next iteration will be 30 degrees Celsius. So now room temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, temperature sensor sends that 30 degrees Celsius and given to the error detector. So again, controller will come to know that there is a 5 degrees Celsius difference. So again, he will control that cooling action, right? So like that way, there is a continuous monitoring of the output. So because of this, what happens? Accuracy of the system get increased, right? Okay. So there is an automatic control is there. So there is a no need of manual kind of thing, right? Okay. So there is an automatic process here. You don't need to care about all those mechanisms. You just set your room, AC temperature to 25 degrees Celsius, and that AC will control the room temperature, and it will set the room temperature at 25 degrees Celsius. Okay. So this is about the device, right? Electrical device or electronic device, you can say like that. Okay. Similarly, for water level controller, you can think about that, right? So have you observed any closed loop control system? Can you give any example of closed loop control system?
The battery backup mechanism for the mobile.
Yeah. So can you elaborate that particular thing? So
Sir,
yes, take your time.
it check for the 100% of the battery. If it is 100%, then it get disengaged of. I mean it will
Yeah.
be. Uh,
Yes. So like that way also. So that is also closed loop control system. Good. Okay. So any other closed loop control systems?
Sir,
The water
kitchen.
heater.
Water heater, how that will be closed loop control system?
After the certain point of temperature, it will stop now.
Which kind of water heater you are saying, that we are immersing into the bucket, or you are talking about a geyser?
The geyser.
So yeah, that is also a closed loop control system. But if you talk about that particular heater that we are putting into the bucket, so that will be the open loop control system. There we don't know what will be the right temperature of that particular water, right? But in geyser, that will be get controlled. So that will be the closed loop control system. And if you are using a heater that we immerse into that particular bucket, so that will be the open loop control system. Okay. So good. So here I can say like so geyser I can say, right? So geyser will be there, and what battery controlling mechanism. So battery charging, right? So battery charging is another example here. So these are the main things. If you talk about the control systems like open loop control system and closed loop control system. And if you talk about the broad classification of control system, we will study those when we study all these topics in detail. Okay. So this subject is like having very strong mathematical background. So it will be easy also. Most scoring subject is this, and also interesting subject is this, right? So if you design any, we'll see. We'll talk about those point later. Okay. So if you talk about the advantages of the closed loop system, so first advantage. So those systems are more accurate, right? Because there is a feedback mechanism. So we are continuously monitoring the output. Okay. So next advantage, what we can say, they are highly accurate, because whatever the error arising, we are going to correct, right? Because of that feedback signal is there, and we are continuously measuring that difference, right? We are continuously measuring that error, and according to that particular error signal, your controller will be get controlled, right? So that will be the input signal to the controller, and controller will process the input of this process. Okay. So like that way, uh, uh, highly accurate thing is there. Okay. It require a large bandwidth. When we discuss this topic in detail, I will talk about this. How, if we consider any electronic system, how the bandwidth gets large if you use a closed loop control systems. We will talk about those points. Okay. Then it facilitates the automation, right? So there is no manual system is there. Automatically, all the things will be controlled automatically. So one kind of automation is there. So we don't care about any controlling any sensing mechanism, right? Okay. Then sensitivity issue also we will discuss this when we discuss this topic in detail. And this system is less affected by the noise. So these points, these are we will give more technical coverage to these points like stability, bandwidth, and noise. Okay. So at this introductory lecture, I will just stating that these are the advantage, and how this will be the advantage in the terms of technical thing. We will talk about that later. Okay. Then disadvantage of the closed loop control system, right? They are costlier. Definitely they will be costlier because they need to use feedback elements, right? Costly feedback elements like the sensors, okay? So other things, and one point is that they are complicated to design. Definitely, when there is a feedback mechanism, when there is error detection, right? So all these things should be properly controlled, right? So definitely, design will be the complicated. Require more maintenance because here automation is there. So if you are using any temperature sensor here, right? So after 2 years, 3 years, right? That particular sensor will not work like when we are started to use that particular temperature sensor, okay? So that performance will get deteriorate, right, over the time. So you will require a maintenance. So sometimes what happens, uh, because of like if you are using a particular sensor, right? So there are some fault detections also, right? So for particular condition, whatever the environment you are using, like when you are using particular device in home, or when you are using particular device in industry, right? Or you are using particular device in military applications, right? So according to that, their environmental conditions are different, right? So according to that, we need to choose our feedback mechanism, controlling mechanism. Okay, all those things will be there. So definitely system will be costlier. It will require the maintenance, right? Then feedback leads to an oscillatory response. Okay. So generally, when we talk about the positive feedback and negative feedback for this particular closed loop system, then we will talk about that how the amplifier is a negative feedback system, and how the here we talk about the positive and negative feedback. So positive feedback will be the oscillator, right? And amplifier will be the using the negative feedback. Okay. So when you use a positive feedback, there will be the oscillation, right? So oscillator works on the positive feedback mechanism, right? Whatever the RC phase shift oscillators or other oscillators you are using, okay? So those works on the positive feedback, okay? So that is also one thing. That is also disadvantage. So sometimes what happens, system will become uncontrollable, right? Or unstable, okay? Uh, in the case of oscillation in the positive feedback. So continuously, this is also called as a regenerative feedback. Okay. And this is a degenerative feedback. Okay. We will talk about this term in details, but time being, you just understand that these are the disadvantages. You can say that. Then stability. Stability is a major problem. Okay, so sometime what happens, system will become unstable. For example, here system will become unstable, so that if the temperature sensor, okay, is giving the false values, so according to those false values, this controller will be get control. Okay, so room temperature will be different, and whatever the measure temperature we are measuring, that will be the different. So what will happen, the room temperature will not be get maintained to the constant value, right? So that temperature will become like unstable kind of thing, right? Because of this faulty feedback mechanism. Or if you talk about driverless cars, right? Okay. So those are also the closed loop control systems, right? So if that controlling mechanism is not proper, that car will become unstable, right? There will not be any stability, okay? So whatever the feedback mechanism or whatever the controlling mechanism you are using in like a self-driving cars, okay? So if that mechanism will become faulty, if that mechanism will become faulty, so system will become unstable, right? Okay, so that is a thing of unstable. In terms of technical terms, we will study that point also. But here for the just raw idea, I am giving that thing, okay? So you got the idea about the control system, open loop control system, and the closed loop control system. So why you need to study this subject? Okay, so this is our point. So what do you think? Why we need to study? Any answer? You can answer freely, no issue. Okay.
To monitor how it works.
Yes, speak.
To monitor how it works.
To monitor how it works, that we need to study. Okay. Any other?
Sir, to get the desired output.
Yeah, to get the desired output, we use a control system. But why we need to study this subject? I'm asking about that. Why you need to study this particular subject?
Sir, so that we design.
Yes.
Sir, to fix errors.
Your voice is somewhat breaking. Please repeat.
Sir, we can use this to fix errors.
Okay. Okay. Good. Okay. So, for example, if you are an engineer now, right? So you are an electronics engineer. Okay. So you will design any electronic system. For example, if you are designing any closed loop control system, right? Just like whatever the closed loop system, whatever the home devices, your electronic devices you are using, right? So if you are designing AC, okay, or if you are designing any heater, any geyser, okay, or any control system, if you see that thing. So for example, in the COVID times, there are like automatic soap dispenser, like automatic hand sanitizer. You may have done project like this, right? Simple project. So have you done? Have you done any project? Okay. So such a electronic devices are there, small electronic devices are there. So if you want to design that particular thing, for example, if I am designing particular electronic system, okay. One input will be there and output will be there, okay. So this is one type of control system, right? So for example, I'm giving the input at 5 seconds, okay, okay, and I want that output should be just a minute. Okay, I want that my system output I should get at 5 seconds only. Okay. So I am giving the input at 5 seconds and I want my system should give the output at 5 seconds only. But in practical condition, that will not be the case, right? So your output may be present at 10 seconds, may be present at 20 seconds, right? So you have designed the particular electronic system, whatever you say. You have designed the AC, or you have designed any type of electronic IoT device. Okay, so whatever the thing is there, that is one type of control system only. Okay, so you need to know you are using particular sensors. That sensor output will be given to the input of the controller, and the controller will drive some device. Okay, so it is one type of control system. Okay, closed loop control system. So if you want to design such an electronic system, so you need to study about all those things properly. Because if I'm applying the input at 5 seconds, I will get output at 5 seconds only. For example, if you have designed one system and you have sold that to the customer, okay, and customer is saying that I am applying the input at 5 seconds, but I am not getting the output at 5 seconds. Okay, so it is a faulty device. Okay, I want that output should be get at 5 seconds only. Okay, so for this kind of thing, you need to study this system properly. Okay, you need to do the analysis of this system properly, so that it should give the output at 5 seconds only. Okay, so that kind of analysis, okay, just we say a transient analysis or steady state analysis. Okay, so all this analysis we will study in this particular subject. Okay, so you can design your system effectively. You can design your control system effectively. Okay, you can correlate with your system perfectly, right? So that's why we need to study this subject, control system, just not for an exam, but to use this subject when you make any project, when you make any device. Okay, so like that way, that is the need of this control system, as I think. Okay, so for example, if there is some, if you talk about the system response characters, just I have talked about this time here. So if you talk about the system response characteristics, so you have designed some elevator, right? Okay, so that elevator system is there. So there are some control panels there, like 1, 2, 3. So if I want to go to first floor, I will press 1. Like that way, there is an elevator control mechanism, right? The control system is there. For example, if I talk about the system response, this is a time axis, and this is the number of floor. Okay. So if I say first floor, second floor, and third floor is there. Okay. So what will happen when I press this particular switch? Okay. So I want to go to the third floor, so I will press switch related to the third floor. So I have applied the input. I am using the input by green color. So here you can see at time t is equal to 0, I have on that switch. Okay. So this is my input. But what will happen? This elevator system will take some time to reach at that particular floor, right? Okay. So it will take some time. So if I draw the output response, okay. So it will take some time to reach to the third floor. Okay. Okay. So this will be the output, right? Okay. So if I say it takes 1 milliseconds, it will not take 1 millisecond, right? So it will, so it will take about, I used to taught VLSI now. So in VLSI, if you talk about the timing in ICs, those are all related to nanoseconds, microseconds, and milliseconds. Okay. So I used to very familiar with those milliseconds and microseconds. So if I say this is like a 5 seconds, right? Okay. 5 seconds is also right, or 25 seconds, for example. Okay. So in 25 seconds, it will reach to the third floor, if I say. So this particular part of system response for this elevator system, okay. So this part is just a minute. Okay. So this part is called as a transient response. Okay. Transient response. Good. And when after 25 seconds, system will reach to the third floor and we are not pressing any button. Okay. So that elevator will stay at that third floor. So this part of system response means system's output response. Okay. So this part is called as a steady state response. Okay. So related to this system response, so you want your system should be fast, right? So if I apply the input, I should reach that particular flow at minimum time, okay? So while designing those systems, while analyzing those systems, you need to analyze those systems properly. So this particular time that is going from the elevator is going from zero to third floor. So that particular time is called as the rise time. Okay, rise time of that particular system. So all those time domain specifications we will study while designing particular system. Okay, so this is all about the control system introduction, I can say.